And onto the second exercise. This time we're going to be working up to a 3-fingered chord. So we're going to be starting off with C, the first chord you played in the previous exercise, which was finger 1, fret 1, string 2. Again, just strumming the top 3 strings, strings 3, 2 and 1. And this time we're going to be leaving this finger where it is, and we're going to be adding finger 2 onto fret 2 of your 3rd string. And that's called an A minor chord. And then we're going to be adding finger 3 onto fret 2 of your 1st string. And that's called a D7 chord. So if you rewind this and go through this chapter again and pause it after each chord just to make sure that you can play each of them properly. Now with particularly this A minor chord, as I was explaining before, it's quite easy to catch strings underneath where your fretting fingers are. So you just need to make sure that you bring your elbow around just so that you're lifting your fingers up so that you can hear all 3 strings. So the chord progression we're going to play is C, A minor, D7, and then we're going to finish off by going to G, which was from the previous exercise, fret 3, finger 3, string 1. So to start with, we're just going to be playing 1 strum per bar, which is 1 strum every 4 beats, which should sound like this. C, 2, 3, 4, A minor, 2, 3, 4, D7, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4. Again, not the most inspiring progression in the world, but it doesn't matter, it's just to get you started with basic fretting of chords. So if we try this after 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then finally we're going to do that again, but with this time we're going to play 1 strum for each beat. So we're going to play each chord 4 times, starting from C, A minor, D7, G. So a tiny bit slower this time, so after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm not sure how easy or difficult you found those 2 exercises, but basically there's a couple of other things that are worth mentioning just to help you with your general chord playing. Firstly, I've said to use the tip of your finger to push down any string, but basically whereabouts you push down with the tip of your finger is quite important. If I push down too close to the nail, what this means is that there's actually quite a lot of the underside of my finger hanging down here, and it's much more likely to interfere with the string below. So if I just move my finger, reposition it, and push down a little bit further away from the nail, then I'm no longer catching string 1. However, if I'm too far away from the nail, I start catching string 3, the one above it basically. So everybody's got slightly different shaped hands, different sized fingers, etc, etc. So what you need to do is you just need to experiment a little bit with your hand position and just find the best way for you personally to play all of these chords. You might find that you're shuffling around, you sort of shifting your position a bit, and eventually you get a really good sounding chord, but you might suddenly realise you're actually quite contorted and sort of not in a particularly comfortable position. This isn't particularly brilliant because it's not going to be good for your overall guitar playing, so you want to make sure that you find a comfortable position and also one where you can hear all of the notes. And finally, when you're pushing down particularly 3-fingered chords, because you've got 3 fingers on the fretboard, you're essentially having to push down 3 times as hard as when you're playing single note riffs. So you might actually find that you're holding down a chord in a perfectly good positional way, but you're just not pushing down hard enough. So it's worthwhile making sure that that's not the case as well.